45 for one. That's a good idea.
It's not terrible. You can't really see it, honestly. I didn't really see it.
That's actually kind of good. You could get a feel for it that's further away.
Yeah.
You know, use that instead.
Okay, hello everybody.
Peter, good afternoon.
Thanks for coming to the referral class. This is going to be, this is the first time I'm teaching it as part of what we're going to be doing here at RE/MAX Integrity Leaders, which is using this space and the virtual space to build an education platform so that we can not only learn this and I can teach it better each time. In fact, I asked Joe to take some notes because he's a prolific note taker to help me make me better at this. I'm not sure if this is going to be a one-part series or a two-part series, but we're going to start with what happens when we meet somebody all the way to contract and what happens up until the closing date and why, and how you can create and build advocacy with your clients so that they are referring you and that there's no one else that they would possibly refer because you're creating an experience that is unmatched. I'm going to just play this video that gives a 5-minute synopsis about what I do, because if I do it the way I normally do it, it'll be 45 minutes. So let me just hit play, and then we'll go over the process and why.
Hey, can you kind of unpack a little bit of your process of the first time you meet a buyer, when closing happens, sort of some things you do to help you?
Love to. So, first of all, branding is the most important thing you can do. People need to remember who you are, and branding is sort of like searing a cow with that cattle prod. When they look at you, they have to think of you in a way that brands you as real estate. So everything I do comes with my brand, Pocket Pete. When I first meet with them, I have them download my app, so I'm always in their pocket. That's why I'm Pocket Pete. Then when I first say, like, let's say it's a listing appointment, I show up with a branded box of donuts. So I'm breaking the ice in a personal way. I'm doing what my mother taught me to do, is never show up empty-handed. So I show up with a gift and something that's going to make it personal. So our relationship is now starting off feeling like this team, personal atmosphere. Not I'm going to sell you on why I'm the greatest. I'm going to teach you that I'm here to help you. Then each step of the way, I'm doing something that brands me to them. So like, let's say during the inspection for the buyers, they get a branded notebook with my Pocket Pete logo that says Inspection Recollection. And we bring donuts and cookies. We try to make this a whole experience. Then when they're under contract, they get this beautiful branded under contract box. And when they open it up, it's got my Pocket Pete logo and it's nice things to say. You open it up, it's a beautiful picture, then more Pocket Petes. Then you get a personal card from me saying how wonderful it was. I appreciate your trust in me with this life transition. They get a branded card that shows them all the phone numbers they're going to need. Then they get Hershey's bars that are branded. It says under contract and has something on the flip side. They have a Pocket Pete Hershey Kisses. So the Hershey Kisses have my face at the bottom of the Hershey Kisses, and they get a wooden pen to sign their deed or their contract, their deed with. And then every week they get a gift from me that's connecting a business to them. So so week one they get 10 free games of bowling on me. The next week they get 2 free beers and 2 free pizzas at Gino's Pizza. You know how much Gino refers me? Then they get a masseuse will come to their home and give them a massage to relax them, because this is a very stressful process buying and selling a house in New York. Then they'll get a guy will come to your home and wash your car in your driveway. And it goes on and on for about 8 weeks, and then at the end, they get 2 things, whether they're buying or selling. They get if they're leaving, right before they close, they have a photographer come and take their last family photo. Or if they're buying, someone come and get their first family photo. And then a professional chef will come to their house and cook them their first date night meal. He brings the pots and pans, he brings the food, He cooks it right in front of you. He pours the wine. He tells you what you're tasting on your palate. Carlos, I don't see wine, but he does. And the plates are branded. The glasses are branded. And I've created an unparalleled experience that people not only can't believe it, they don't think I make any money, and they're sharing me with a passion with everybody they know, because they want them to go through this. Oh, your realtor got you a bottle of wine? That's nice.
Well, Pete, I gotta give you credit. A lot of times I ask agents what's their system when they sell a house to somebody and they follow up, and that is the most in-depth, precise referral system I've ever heard.
I think I might buy from Pete, even though I might want to move.
Okay. So that's my system in a nutshell. From the moment I meet somebody till they close, there's these little moments that happen that make me stand out and acknowledges that this is an experience, that this is a large event that we want to be remembered for. So, do I make any money? Because it looks like I'm spending a whole lot of money to create this experience with people, but what I'm doing is I'm networking. Networking is the number one thing you can do to build your business. And I'm doing it by connecting the business world and my clients so that I can create a two-part experience. I want to create not only experience for the clients that I work for, but I want to create an experience for the businesses and the small businesses that are around me and the people that I trust and the people around me that I care about that run businesses. And there's nobody, and you know this yourself, when somebody shares you, when somebody refers you, you know what it feels like, right? You know what excitement you get and the appreciation you get when someone says you have to use Karen, she's amazing. That person becomes a little more special to you, right? The person that referred you. Well, you can give that experience away too. You can connect with a local business, connect with people around you, and ask them, how can I connect you to my people? Let's figure this out. What can we do together? And that's how you can get this two-part referral system, where not only are you getting referrals from your clients, but you're creating these relationships in the business community with other people that are with people day in and day out that want to share you. And you can do it in a way that, in a lot of ways, costs less than what you're doing now when it comes to giving presents and giving things to your clients, especially when you think about the return on investment that you're getting. So what I do is, and I mentioned some of the things in the letter, I have everything I do here. I send out, once you go under contract, you get an under contract box. That's a very special experience because I don't know anyone else that does that. So you went into contract, you're done with them. Essentially, you can walk away and just wait for your check. But you're saying, no, I'm not done with you yet. I care about you, I care about your experience. So as soon as you go under contract, you get a box from me, and it has all these nice little things, but it doesn't matter. It's just sending that message. It's just saying, I'm still here for you. And if you have to put in a personal note card in it to prove that you're still there for them, that it's not just this thing that automatically goes out. You got to put pen to paper and send that personal note. One of the things that we've done, and one of the hurdles that I've had with my real estate agents, is they buy into this. They see that it works. It works for me. It works for my team. But the time that I spent building out the boxes, I bought a bunch of stuff. I stacked it up. I measured. I ordered the boxes. They came in. They were too big. Then I restocked, I restacked, I remeasured, I ordered the boxes that came in too small. So I figured out that I'm having a hard time getting my agents jumping into manufacturing like I did early on into my business. So what we've decided to do, Nicole and I, we had generic Remax boxes created so that this is an experience you want to give, you can give it. So we ordered, what did we get, 100? 50?
25.
25?
Just to test it out.
Test it
Or
out.
you'll give us the measurements, because that's what you did for me.
Yeah, or I can give you my measurement. You can create your own boxes. But we have them here now for you. For $50 a box, you can buy them and mail them and send them out. Whatever I want, my goal in life is to make your lives easier so that this is as smooth as possible, creating these systems. Because once you're able to implement this and you're able to create an experience, you create an advocate. When you create an advocate, you create a business that is as easy as it gets. I had a listing appointment today. They didn't ask me how much I charge. They didn't argue with me over price. They just wanted to know what to do. Because Matt said, you can trust Pete. Matt said, there's nobody else that does anything like he does. And they trust Matt. So, I got a listing this morning. I'm going to be sending them some biscottis. Just thank you for meeting me. Even though I have the listing, why am I spending, how much are we spending?
I think it's like 15.
Yeah, so I'm mailing
They're out
through
of
Amazon.
stock.
What?
They're out of stock.
They're out of stock. Okay, so I'm sending something other than biscottis. But generally, we'll send biscottis through Amazon to any of our listing connections, whether it's a phone call, whether it's having a meeting and then getting to them. Even when you get the listing, because you want to start with that experience. You want to start getting their lips moving. And you never know who's a rock star advocate. You may have 10 people you do this with, and then you hit the super advocate. Like me, I'm a super advocate. If you want business, you want me to like you. Because I will do if I trust you and I care about you, and I know you do good, and you're gonna make me look good because I recommend you, I'm the guy to know, right? Who's working on your house?
Remodel Rob.
Remodel Rob working on your house. Who redid your mom's house?
Remodel Rob.
Who connected them to Remodel Rob?
Pocky Pete.
Because I'm a super advocate. I'm searching for more of me's, right? And you never know who's going to be the super advocate. So you implement this system so that the 6th, the 3rd, the 5th person, you hit that super advocate, and they're giving you 6, 7, 8 people. They are grabbing human beings and dragging them to you. They're refusing to let them use anyone else but you. Those are your super advocates. And you get 2, 3, 4 of those. And you can earn a living off of that. So this is the first part of dazzling people and getting them to talk. And having stuff in their kitchen table, up against their wall, as people come over and visit, to show them what we do that no one else does. And so what I'll do, and I just went over it, so like every week I connected with these businesses. It started off small, it started off with one thing. And I went to the bowling alley, and I said, I'm going to be helping people with families. I'd like to be able to send them to the bowling alley. What do we need to do business together? I don't want to pay you. I will give you money if they use it, but I don't want to buy coupons, because I used to send movie tickets out. No one used them. They appreciated them. They couldn't wait to use them. But I have a stack of gift cards myself from clients that appreciate me and give me cards. I never use them, right? So I know that about myself. I know that about them. So why? I still got that great feeling, right? When they gave me, because I got that appreciation. I got that mission accomplished feeling when they give me that business card, when they give me that gift card, and I intend to use it. I just don't, right? So what I've done is I've connected with these businesses and said, I want to connect you with the community. I love what you do, and I think my people should also experience it. So what I'd like to make you part of this process. Let's make something where if they bring it to you, we agree on a price, and you charge me. So now I'm sending bowling, massage, car wash. Someone will go to your driveway and wash your car. And I take this Pocket Pete thing and I have them put it on the seat so that it's washed by Pocket Pete. Because branding is obviously very important. Sandwiches. So I went to Bottolatos. They're going to make sandwiches. Gino's Pizza, a wreath, and then actually after closing, I send a $500 gift card for use for Remodel Rob, and I have a deal with Remodel Rob where it's not $500, but it's $500 worth of work. And all these people are so excited to be connected, right? But the most important thing to understand is if 1 in 10, 1 in 5 use these, then I'm only spending 1/5 of the actual cost. So my total cost could be on a gift that people feel like I'm spending thousands and thousands of dollars on can be sometimes next to nothing, sometimes a couple $100. But I'm creating this thousands of dollars experience. And I'm creating advocates out of these thousands of dollars experiences on both sides. And it's better if they use it. Well, I give a personal chef. So at the closing, they'll get the Pocket Pete Golden Ticket. The Pocket Pete Golden Ticket gives them a personal chef that will come to their home. Give the thing on the video. When they use it, think about the Instagram, think about the Facebook, think about the friends and family they're telling what they're doing tonight and who gave it to them.
How many people do use it? Roughly.
All of them, like across everything,
Yeah.
Probably, I'd say 1 in 8. The chef thing, probably a quarter of them use it. They love it. They can't believe it. And it gives me an opportunity. If they haven't used it, now I can check in. Now I can check in as a good guy.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, how's it going? I noticed you didn't use Charles yet. It's an experience that you will not believe. And I want to make sure that you use it. I want you to know it never expires. So you always know it's there. How's the family? How's everything going? And now I'm calling just to be a good guy. I'm calling and I'm checking in, but I'm also reestablishing this relationship. So I'm able to use all these things to also do the stay in touch without going, oh, can I have some business, please?
Do you put a personal note on everything that you send out?
I don't, but I'm going to rebrand these things on the backside to have a little note on them, so that they understand that this is to de-stress them. This all started because my clients, all our clients are stressed. I've yet to find an unstressed client during the real estate process. So I wanted to be the one that took that off of them, to be the one that was remembered to create an experience. So what I did was I started connecting with these people, and I noticed what was happening, and I quadrupled down on it. So I want to make that message so that they understand that. And it's also part of my conversation with them is once they get the under contract box and they call me and they thank me, I go, more stuff's coming.
Do you do this for both buyers and sellers?
Yeah.
They get the same box,
They get
same
the same.
services.
They get the same box, same service. And it's just a matter of timing on the chef. Because if they're going out of state, or if they're leaving their house and I'm not helping them buy, then it'll be their last date night meal instead of their first date night meal. So that's the only difference. But either way, you're creating this magical experience that creates advocates on both sides. So I can point every one of these people will fight for me on here. Except there's actually one on here that might not.
She's mine.
Oh yeah.
So.
And I'm using her too.
And that's okay because look.
I use Remodel Rob.
Right.
Right.
Until we find our own, it's good to use.
Yeah, the experience is
share
important.
within.
Step one should be thinking about the experience of your clients, and then the advocacy of the businesses. But when you're walking around, I don't spend a day. I have not met a person today that I have yet, but I will. That I can say, hey, how can we do business together? How can I help you? How can we figure this out? I had a friend that's dating the. Maybe I shouldn't put this on video. I had a friend who came over yesterday to visit me because he happened to be somewhere else. That's not going to be on video. And he's in commercial air conditioning. And he just wanted to check in, wanted to check out the new place. He's been watching me on social media, thinks I'm doing awesome. And the first thing in my mind was, let me wait for the opportunity to go, how can I help your business? I go, I don't know how. I go, but tell me. I don't know a ton of people doing commercial air conditioning, but maybe I can connect you to my commercial guy. Maybe I can do X, maybe I can do Y. I'm always trying to figure out whoever's in front of me, especially if they're business owners, because business owners, like each one of you, are people among people. So if I can give that feel like Pete's an advocate for me, I'm going to get that back. So Eric was in here, and he was telling me what he was doing, how business was going. Eric's business is going great, by the way. He's doing air conditioning in Manhattan. In Manhattan, how can I help him? I don't know, but I want to know how, and I want to say it. Because saying it can build that advocacy, right? So I say it with every single business person that I meet, and I love small business people. I love the side hustlers like Nicole used to interview, because they are the people that appreciate you the most. We all know it. I don't have to probably 4 people in this room. When things get slow, and they get slow in December, we all feel like we're going out of business. We all feel like it was a fluke. That maybe we weren't. Maybe the last 10 years were a joke, and that we got lucky, and now we're actually bad at our job, right? It always feels like there's nothing ahead of us. Every single small business feels that way, and you can understand that, empathize with that, and use those feelings to build advocates. So that's the goal here. The goal is to create experience and use business to create double-sided advocacy. Any questions about any of that? I got through that pretty quick.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. Any questions about the process? All right, look at me. Okay, I could probably go to the second part. All right, so once you have them, what do you do with them? You have them for life. That's the goal. Once somebody enters into our team, we should never, ever let them go. We need to stay in contact with them. We need to remind them how wonderful we are. And we need to make sure that they understand that we're good people, right? So we do that early on by phone calls, checking in, right? Popping by maybe, but we can't do that and grow and continue to sell. Nicole can't pop by all of her clients. I can't pop by all my clients. Karen, you can't pop by all of your clients. You can't call each one of them and spend 15 or 20 minutes doing that. So in order to be able to grow and use a system that can scale, you need to be able to leverage technology. And you need to be able to try to use that same feel, that one-on-one feel, in a way that can be used when you're selling 200 houses a year. And you need to start it now. And some of us before now. Some of us way before now. And when you do it now, if you're not there yet, it makes it so much easier as you're scaling to not take some steps back. And I use a 3-step program. Every quarter, we do a charity, we do a client appreciation, and we do a drop-off. So this quarter, we're doing, we got a bunch of cards for families that are that in need, that need toys, that are choosing between buying toys for their kids and paying their rent, and we're going to buy them toys. And I'm using that to connect with the community. I'm using that to be in front of people. And I'm using my CRM to let people know that they can help, let people know they can participate in this, and reminding them that we're good people. So the CRM sends out an email, a text message, and I can do a ringless voicemail. The email has a BombBomb video in it. So I create a video, and I send it out, and all my advocates, which I put in a category called Pie, because our favorite advocacy program is Thanksgiving time. We give away apple pies. We bought 525 apple pies this year as a brokerage. And so everyone's in the category of pie, and they will get these good guy drips. They get an email, and I set it up on the CRM to just automatically do it. Only thing I need to do is go in there for 15 minutes. I'll make a quick video. It'll be a 1-minute video. I will write out the email. I will write out a text message, and then I can create a ringless voicemail message. And I can have it stacked so that it'll send out the first email 2 days from now. It'll send out the text message 2 days after that, and it can send out the ringless voicemail after that. And now I'm reminding them without asking for business again that we're doing good things. We like to help other people, and we love the feeling of it, and we want to give you the opportunity to feel that way too.
Is that something you can do with Bouge?
Which you can do.
That 2-day, every 2 days?
I don't know. That's something Jeremy can probably tell you. We can I am him, or go on to Level Up and see if there's anything in there about that. I know he just taught a class on email marketing inside of Bouge, so maybe it's in there. It's probably it's got to be one of the latest videos, so maybe that's part of it. Then I do a client appreciation event. You can, in the spring, we like to do ice cream. We'll have, we'll go to a place. We will tell them we're looking to have this event. We don't know how many people are coming, but let's make a price per cup or whatever it is. And we do the same thing: email, text message, bring this voicemail, and we're just reminding them again, we appreciate you. Don't forget the feelings we gave you. It was people that got the message, were reminded of what I do for them. But I actually got someone to help me market. If we're doing business, it actually didn't cost me anything. Someone was willing to help me pay for the ice cream event. So $500 did change hands, just not my hands. And everyone's happier because everyone got more business. I made a great social media video about it, and I showed the world that I'm of the community, that we do good things, and it draws in more people. So that's the end game, and then we do the drop-offs. The drop-offs can be little kitschy things. What's the last drop-off that we did?
Aside from pie?
Yeah. Rock salt, yeah, I do in the winter. I have rock salt coming up. Nicole hates the rock salt idea.
Yeah, well, last year it didn't snow, so I dropped off 50 of them and it never snowed, so I was pissed.
But again,
I did lemonade baskets in the summer. I don't think you did the same.
No,
And
I
then
do
the
water.
fall.
I do water.
What do you mean
What
lemonade
I do
baskets?
in the fall? Oh, in the fall I did the little pumpkins and stuff.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so I think I was part of that, right?
Yeah.
So we had some local person create. And I think we just said, make up something and go, right? Because it's just gonna be cute. Have your name on it, and because it's just a poke. It's a reminder that we care. It's just saying we don't go away. Just because we got a check doesn't mean that we forgot about you. And then they won't forget about you, right? So we do a drop off. We try to never drop off because you don't want to get caught in a conversation. That's why I'm anti-pop buy. Because I had 80, 90, 100, I don't remember, we had a bunch of people. You had 60 or 70, you had 70 people. You can't do 70 people if you're going to bump into every third person and have a conversation in the driveway. So every quarter we will do something. In the summers I keep it simple. I do water. And it just says, what does it say? Stay hydrated. Oh yeah, stay safe, stay hydrated, don't forget about Pete. You know, it's got my logo, it's got my number on it, and that's it. It's not doesn't have to be super creative. It just has to be systemized so that every quarter you're poking people and reminding them that you exist, about the feeling you gave them, and that's that. And then during the Christmas seasons, I always have the super advocates get taken care of. And I know who my super advocates are, and they get premium stuff. They're because these are relationships. These are dollar signs that I will spend $200 on a gift for someone that's giving me 4 people this year, and that will give me 4 next year. And they don't even want it, but they appreciate how much I appreciate them, and I will do whatever it takes to make sure that I'm their person for everything. If they need something, I'm there for them. Because when the time comes for real estate, I know that they're there for me. So I will drop those ducats on them. I think I did like, and I use a company called, what's the company that?
Client Giant.
Client Giant. Client Giant will do something similar to what we do, and I'll use them sometimes for people that are too far away. So like if they're in Queens, they're not going to want to go Gino's Pizza. If I'm helping them buy a house in Queens and they're staying in Queens, and they're not going to want to go buy pizza, so I'll use Client Giant, and they will send them periodic gifts similar to that to stay top of mind. And I like to use them for the Christmas gifts a lot of times, because I just leave them in the system for the Christmas gift, and it just automatically knows they're top tier clients, so they get the top tier stuff. And I have different tiers of people that get different things, and it just helps automate it. Because as you grow, as you're doing more business, the less you can have to think about, the better, because it will all fall apart. It will all fall apart if you have to be, if you have to micromanage each step. So the easier you have things just going, the better. So if I find a company that will take that off my hands, and I can just, and I literally, their names are still there. So they know last Christmas they got it from Client Giant. This Christmas they have 4 tiers of gifts. So they'll just do it again and again.
Is Client Giant a national company, or?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So
in fact, the owner's name is Jay. He sent me those Pocket Pete coffee cups, if you've seen them around. And we're going to be doing a class with him soon. We're going to do a virtual class with him soon.
So if I want to send a pie to somebody in San Francisco, he can do it?
No.
No?
It's a very specific system.
Okay.
You can create something. It's very similar to what I do. So like they send weekly gifts, and they have little timelines on things they do. They speak a national language, not the local language. So like they'll say, when they'll have whatever the words are that they use for like when title clears or things like that. They'll have like little timelines, and you can adjust the timeline for when things happen. But like a gift will go out as soon as you're under contract, then another gift will go out when other things happen. You can adjust when those things happen.
How long, so the drop-offs
Mm-hmm.
and the other things. So do you do that, so now, let's say you have 100 people, you did 50 people this year, now 15 years later, you've got 500 people. Are you dropping off water to 500 people?
I'd like to. People will come and go off, people will go off the list for any reason. Like if I feel like they're not, maybe they're not the advocates I was hoping they would be, or they use someone else, or like whatever, or they move out of state or things like that.
But who's creating that driving list, I guess, is what I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
That map, I know you have assistants.
Yeah.
So that you go, okay, so being that I have 500 people and here's 500 cases of water,
Mm-hmm.
Is your assistant creating that list and going, okay, you're gonna do Rocky Point, Sound Beach, and Miller Place today, and then you're gonna do, like, section it off?
That's what we're doing now. So like, this year was a little chaotic. Yeah, so now we're gonna section off maps, because we had one person that wasn't so hot.
Struggled a little bit
With the drop.
with the pie drop-offs.
Yeah.
You struggled.
But yeah, look, it's imperfect. It's always going to be imperfect. But yeah, that's our goal. Is to say this is the northeast Suffolk, and so we're going to break it up into quadrants, I think, or even thirds. Like just have Nassau be a section, because we don't do a ton in Nassau, but I have a good 15 or 20 people in Nassau, and then 100 and something in Suffolk. So yeah, that's the goal. Is like you as you grow, you've got to keep systemizing and adjusting it. So it's really important to work on your systems now, so that it's not an incredibly daunting task when you have 50, 70, 80
Some ideas for
people.
you guys.
Okay, you have ideas for us?
Yes.
Spit them out.
I would just have like an Excel sheet, and as you close one, you just insert them, like you do your initial one.
That's what I
And then
have
you would
with my
do-
dresses.
Right, just insert the address where it needs to be, so that
Yeah.
it's already done.
Right.
You don't have to.
I have the sheets. So do you? No. Excel.
Yeah, I have
But
an
you've
Excel
got to
sheet.
combine them, and for your drivers, being that you're doing the same driver, I would imagine.
We're trying.
You don't want to.
Sort of.
You don't want them bringing a pocket Pete to Nicole's.
I know. We know. We've been there.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
challenge
So
was?
that-
It wasn't a pie. It was a wreath, and now my wreath is missing.
You'll get another. You'll get another.
It was my personal wreath.
Oh,
I'm very upset.
So yeah, so I have Jackie. Everyone I think here knows Jackie. So Jackie, we'll ask Jackie to, like, every time I get someone under contract, Jackie's job is to put her into the CRM with the address, and then I will pull from the CRM the people that are in pie list, and then we'll reorganize it every
and
time.
which CRM do you use?
I use Chime.
And that's the easiest one that you find.
That's probably the best one that I've played with. It's not cheap, but it's good, and it has a lot of smart features, and frankly, it does a lot more than I'm capable of doing. But it fits this model really well. Like if I was someone that did prospecting differently, it can handle that. It does AI follow up, artificial intelligence follow up. So it will text with people and as a bot and connect with them. When leads get imported, it can sort them and then have tasks that will do for you. I was just telling Courtney, like sometimes we'll get leads in, and it automatically knows that they're seller leads and what town they're in, and it'll just send them monthly reports, like on Medford, like here's what's new in Medford for housing, and then I'll just get an email response. Pete, I really appreciate you sending me this every month. I'm thinking about selling. Can you come by? I'm like, who are you? So it does cool things like that. So if you're willing to check it out, it's worth it.
Do you know how much it costs?
I don't, because I have a team one, so I have 6 people attached to it. So I spend $500 a month on it.
On a team.
But it's a team, so I can't tell you what
Cause I'm using the Buffini CRM, and it's like $50 a month.
Yeah, the Buffini CRM is built around pop buys and
Yes.
yeah, so like the Buffini CRM, if I remember correctly, you could tell me if I'm wrong. You put in your clients into it, and it uses your location to tell you if you're near any clients that you should pop by and you could set goals on how many people you pop by and do things like that, right?
Yeah, and it'll go, yeah, you bring up the Referral Maker Pro,
Mm-hmm.
and then once you see who's nearby, you can then hit the button, it takes you the directions right to the Google Maps, right to their door, if you forget where they live.
Right.
It is-
Yeah.
And,
Right, so if you happen to be in Maspeth, you can open up that app and it'll tell you if you're near anyone that you should pop by and check in on. Right? That's
yeah, whenever anybody says, what CRM should I use, and the answer they always tell me when I'm at different conferences is the one that you use.
right.
So that's the tip, nobody
Yeah.
ever tells you which one to use, but
Yeah.
I started
They
using-
are all amazing if you use them, it's his point, and it's my point as well. And you have to integrate them into your life. You just have to. And because once you start hitting that level and you try to backpedal everything in, you're gonna lose a day or two just putting your contacts in.
I'm waiting for a blizzard.
You're waiting for a blizzard, right?
Well,
Right, because we all hit a point where we're so deep into it, and now we're hoping for a lockdown to put our stuff in.
Well, they just export or import this, what is it, CSV file, I forget.
Mine always fails. I've been trying for years to get one, so I
Yeah.
just have my
But
Excel
then you gotta
sheets.
tag them and things like that. All right, any questions about any? Cause I'm gonna discuss anything, but if we're not discussing the referral system, I'm gonna show up to Facebook Live. Well, anything that's coming off. Thank you, everybody.
So you're on Facebook Live?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because there's
Question, Peter.
shoot.